This is my path, my journey. I'm willing to explain it all to you guys. No holding back anything. I just hope you're ready for the experience, and I just hope you can handle it. You know that old saying, the revolution will not be televised? In my personal opinion, the revolution is going on right now. We have censorship going on throughout the whole entire internet right now. They're literally trying to take control of the internet. Now, let me explain what I think is going on. In my personal opinion, I feel like we are doing a lot more than we give ourselves credit for. We are doing so much more for this world, in education, in thinking for themselves, in being who they want to be. Now, teaching people how to gain control of their life, teaching people they are much bigger than just human beings, teaching people that psychedelics and drugs are much deeper than any drug out there. They're not a drug. It's much deeper than that. Just like we are deeper than a body. You can tell me that the mind works because of the synapses firing electrical signals, back and forth and all that. But in reality, we are much deeper than electrical signals. There's a lot more going on in this world. Just like, it's like we can only see the front of the book, basically. Right now, we're looking at the front of the book without even diving into the book at all. And what I mean is, we're talking about censorship. It's much deeper than censorship. And don't mind me if I'm sniffling or if I cough a couple times. I am getting a cold. I've been doubling up on chaga tea, but I want to leave this video like almost uncut in a way because I think that we deserve realness. And it's not that cutting the video isn't real. It's just, I want you people to see that, they're trying to censor everything. They're trying to censor the knowledge. They're trying to censor... Now, a lot of people have mixed feelings about Alex Jones. I have mixed feelings about Alex Jones. I like him, but I don't like him. It's like, I have mixed feelings because I guarantee he's a dope-ass person with the cameras off. With the cameras on, I feel like he's a little too entertainer-ish. And I don't give a fuck about entertainment. I don't care if I'm entertaining. I'm just trying to speak my truth in who I really am. I'm trying to document my life, document my journey, document what I've learned. A lot of people talk about psychedelics and the safety of psychedelics. So I feel like I don't want to talk about that necessarily, because everyone else is already covering that topic. You know what I mean? That's them. Who I am is I want to be who I am. And who I am is just somebody who likes to dive deep in psychedelics, understand them, befriend them, connect with them, build a relationship with them. Understanding the plants are consciously aware and they're conscious. And you can build a relationship with a conscious being, just like you can build a relationship with a conscious human being. And this is what I've done with it. And that's what I want to explain. And, with the whole YouTube censorship, it's got a lot of people scared to even talk about psychedelics. It's got a lot of people scared to speak their mind. And I want you to understand that your fear of being scared to speak your mind is why they're gaining their power. My camera died, so I had to cut that and edit that real quick. But what I was saying is that it is your fear, which is why they're gaining their power in the first place. If we weren't scared of losing our channel, losing our content, losing our money, losing our revenue, losing our fans, and we actually stood up for what we believe in, we'd be fine. I was watching a video of Terrence McKenna and Ram Dass speaking, and I've seen this video a couple times, but it reminded me of something of what was going on right now. They were talking about how Ram Dass said something about this monk and how basically these generals came in, trying to take over this town or whatever, and this guy was a really badass dude, and he basically scared all the monks away besides one monk. This guy went up to the monks, monastery up in the mountains or whatever, and pushed open the door and basically, looked at the monk and said, "Do you know who I am? I can put my blade through your belly without blinking an eye." And the monk looked back at him and said, "Do you know who I am? I can have your blade run through my belly without blinking an eye." That literally was the realest shit I have ever heard, because that is the problem with society. That is the problem. It's not society's grip on us. It's our fear that has grip on us. We're scared to fucking die for a cause. I don't give a fuck. I'm willing to die for what I believe in. And that's real. These are not just words. I swear to God on my life. Because I'm not scared. I don't care. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care if they try to censor me, shut me down. I'm never going to shut up. I'm going to start talking more than ever now. Now it's different. Now I feel like we have to be outspoken. We have to be more of who we really are, our true authentic self. Yes, come from love. But they're trying to destroy love. They're trying to destroy everything. The knowledge that we have gained over the years from the internet. The knowledge that we have gained from connecting with each other through the internet. They're trying to get rid of that. What's crazy to me is this. Reality is, if they figure out a way, they could wipe out knowledge within 4 generations. 4 generations of kids. So your your great-great-grandkids literally could forget everything you know, all the knowledge we have. All that could be censored so goddamn hard that they won't know what we know. They will silence us. And that is what is going on. They're trying to silence us. They're trying to make us into idiocracy. Because idiocracy is like the perfect picture society for the type of society they want to run. Because that's the perfect image of basically an easy person to control. We're just numbers to them. We're just workers to them that keep their society running because we allow them to. We are in their society. We're in their thing. And not too many people are backing it up because everyone's scared of Google. Google has gained more power than the fucking government. They are the second government. Now what do we do about it? Are we going to sit back and do the same thing we did with the government and let the government get more powerful as time goes on? Or we can actually do something about this shit? Because I'm not waiting for the government and Google to connect ideas and connect together. Fuck that. My children have to live on this planet. My grandkids have to live on this planet. My great-great-grandkids have to live on this planet. I want it to be a fucking beautiful planet. A planet where they can be free. We think we have freedom? We're more enslaved than the slaves were. Mentally. We are more enslaved than them. And that's bullshit. We have to realize that there is an invisible fence that is keeping us trapped like a fucking dog. And they have put it together. And we're just sitting here, and they literally try to make it look crazy, like, oh, that's just a crazy conspiracy theory, or that's not real, or that's crazy, or that's this, or throw him in the loony bin, he's doing too many drugs, or all these excuses. It's like they know this knowledge. You think they're idiots? You think they'd be doing all this shit if they didn't know? Reality is that we are inside of some type of simulation. And reality is that this simulation is created by our thoughts. We are all one. We are all connected. And there's a part of it's like yin and yang. One of them have went out of balance and is trying to take over. We need to put the fucking reality and universe back in balance again. That is our job as human beings. That is our duty as human beings. We've forgotten who we are. We have forgotten how powerful we are. We have forgotten what we stand for. We don't stand for anything. You just work to make money. What the fuck do you stand for? And I'm sorry I'm getting irritated, but this is a fucking irritating time in this world, because I used to say 2020 is going to be the new 60s. No, the new 60s was 2012. That's when the new 60s began. When Dennis McKenna hopped on the Joe Rogan Experience and psychedelics started spreading out, Terrence McKenna started spreading out through the internet like wildfire. And after that, the new 60s began. But then we didn't see, just like they didn't see in the 60s, that there was a window of opportunity to make our move. We had a window of opportunity to make our move from 2012 till 2018, to the beginning of it. And then our move was shut down because we didn't make our move, because we thought we had an eternity to talk about this shit. We thought we had a site like YouTube that we could trust, that can, we could trust our message to be across, even if our message is explicit. Because as soon as you become an 18, as soon as you become a fucking adult, you're no longer talking about little kid shit, trying to censor yourself, all that bullshit. You're a grown-ass adult. I should be able to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. If I want to swear, I should be able to swear. If I want to love, I should be able to love. If I want to say whatever, talk about my psychedelic experiences, my life experiences, whatever, my thoughts, my ideas on reality, I should be able to do that. But just like Plato and Socrates had to hide their conversations, it is becoming like that. We're going back in time. They're trying to go back to a time where philosophers got murdered, where philosophers got poisoned, where philosophers got burned at the stake, where philosophers couldn't fucking think, because if they did, they'd go to prison, they'd get punished, they'd whatever. And this is what's happening. And we're letting that happen because we're giving them the power. We just sign away our things. Every time we make a new Facebook or a new social media account, we sit here and click, hey, yeah, terms and conditions, yeah, okay, without even reading it. Without even realizing that we're selling our fucking soul to the fucking system. Technology is not bad. Technology can change everything in a good way. The problem is, how humans are, we're cavemen and now we're where we're at. Technology is going through a similar evolution where technology is in its caveman stages because it can still be controlled by man. Once it's out of its caveman stages and it can no longer be controlled by man, I think technology will help our cause, not their cause. And that's my theory, but I think that this is going to backfire on them, but it will not backfire on them if we don't stand up for what we believe in. I don't give a fuck if your beliefs are outlandish or are fucking wild. It doesn't matter. My beliefs are wild. But trust me, the people at the top, their beliefs are fucking wild too. They just don't show it. They hide it. They're fake. They're fake. They put up a front. People put up a front. And I'm just sick and tired of yes, I'm all about the peace and the love and all that. But it's like, at this point, that's bullshit. Because we need to take that love and realize that there's a such thing as tough love. And we need to bring that tough love out. And we need to do something about this. Because this is the planet we're talking about. This is consciousness we're talking about. This is the expansion of the universe. This is the goal of who we are. To fight for what we believe in, so then we can balance out the fucking world. Or the world will balance itself out. And then it'll destroy all of us. And then those little tiny beings, little space bear beings that can survive in space and in fire and water and all that shit. Yeah, and then they will help somehow repopulate the world or something, because they'll survive regardless. Parts of planet Earth will survive regardless. Whether we have a nuclear war out or whatever. There are still things on Earth that will live. But I think that we need to see that this is a much bigger thing that we're in, and stop thinking like small-minded like they want you to think, and start expanding your consciousness, and then being proud of expanding your consciousness. Because I talk about this shit so loudly. I talk about this shit so proudly. I'm so fucking proud of who I am, what I believe in, what I've been through, what I've learned with psychedelics, what I've learned from meeting people online, and all this censorship bullshit. It is what it is. We'll go to another site. We'll create our own site. We'll do whatever we gotta do. We'll speak. But remember, The 60s, the new modern day 60s is right now. It happened already, and it got shut down just like the 60s did, where they tried to put it back together in the 70s, and, this is just the aftermath now. We're already in the aftermath. We missed it. We missed our perfect time. But at the same time, we didn't. Because from 2012 up until 2018, the number of people who tried psychedelics because of watching, psychedelic YouTubers is outrageous. Outrageous. Probably double, triple, quadruple the numbers that they reached in the 60s. Because we have technology. We just don't see it because we're on our couches. We just don't see it because we're in our houses. We just don't see it because we're on our phones. We're no longer, coming together necessarily in the fucking music festivals. And we still do. People still go to music festivals. But it's not like Woodstock back then. It's not like that type of 60s, revolution. It's a technological 60s, technological revolution. Now, I'm going to go because I think you guys got the message. And the message is, fight for what you believe in. Don't censor yourself because that's what they want you to do. Because if you do that, then that's what your kids will do, that's what their kids will do, and eventually everyone will be so goddamn censored they won't know who the fuck they are. So wake up and never fall back asleep. Peace out, guys.